Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? Alright, let's get right into these stabbers. Weird episode this week. I really was curious as to how much is left with the show and just how much of like a build up slash setup can they do for this. But I feel like this is enough time. What they're giving us, what we're granted to pretty much understand what's going on is, in my opinion, enough as of right now. So for me, I think this show is really ridiculously hype. Um, like I was saying before, I believe we were talking on Anime Emo? Yeah, and just hearing him, kind of talk about the old season or the old version of this show that was remastered, I really hope I don't have to break that tank. Um, oh, got it. We we just get to see how many different things have already been transpiring and easily find out who has been making the most moves. I'm dead. And why these moves are actually so ridiculously bad for them to be capable of doing it, and not only doing it, but showing just that there's a whole nother purpose slash like meaning to why Azriel or I can't pronounce her name really well, but why the girl that he really cared about even showed up, after the whole dragon thing and the whole childman, just everything in general. Why would she be risking living or just being around in this area knowing that, what we know anyway, anybody that finds her or finds out that what she's done and how far it's gone, she would be out of there or at least, hunted down and the elders would probably issue it out. So that's the kind of thing that really made me question what was going to happen to her character if she's ever kind of exposed, which I think is another reason why we got to see so much information about old girl, Trish, and how not only is she the only kind of like girl that grew up with all of them that got stuck behind. There was only one other person, and that person is, I'm pretty sure, in love with her, but she doesn't show the feelings back, or maybe there's some type of code you gotta kind of abide by. You can't do that. Like you can't date or something, which I don't think is the case, I feel. But I have not really kept up with the little tiny details in the show yet, I feel. So if that is something that was like told to us and, pretty clearly said or something, I apologize for not knowing. But I feel like it isn't something that was clearly specified that there was no relations between others. Seeing how giving gifts and stuff like that would have been prohibited, I'm guessing, so it's stuff like that that kind of gave me the reasoning. Plus, I'm pretty sure these Tower of Fangs people, the way Trish was talking after this whole entire experience she goes through, it sounded more or less that she was, not only was she scared, she was, you know, she wants to stay in only the tower. She doesn't sound like someone who wants to explore at all or even sees a reason to leave with the way that she was trying to get him to just, promise he's not going to leave anymore. All of a sudden, he had to not only not do anything foolish so she's not worried, but don't leave the tower. So that instant made me think of why is it so important that he can't leave or and it makes sense because we that's why they explain the world and what goes on out there. There's multiple upon multiple different factions out there that hate sorcerers, and what is he? One of the most talked about sorcerers if they look into it, or if he happens to always wear his Tower of Fangs necklace, he's a target. easily because that's the only people that wear those as sorcerers. So it's a very subtle hint to just that momming or sister, worried about their younger sibling and only wanting the best and thinking that the only place they can be is safe is there with her in this instance. So it's really nice to see that, but at the same time, as the audience, we already know how he is. He's not gonna let really any of this stuff full blown like allow him to stop from doing what he feels is right, which is going to the place where the people are, hiding out and getting ready to do this attack. Or at least he's just gonna meet them halfway while they're attacking and pretty much be in a position to at least all that you need is one guy that's scared for his life, and next thing you know where all of the attacks are going to take place. So hopefully they find that guy relatively quickly. But regardless of all that, the biggest thing, and I think I almost forgot that I was going to talk about this, and I usually just talk in the comments section about any questions or other thoughts that I have that I don't put in the videos, or check my links and stuff like that. But I really, really loved how his overall persona changed dramatically when he kind of put two and two together with all of the things he's been hearing. Not only what he's been hearing, but what he just saw, knowing how ridiculously talented Trish is, and that these classmen, that not many people should be able to be here that should be able to just handle her, right? That's why the Childman class is so highly prestigious. It's because even someone who would not kill and take life was one of the strongest members of their crew. And here comes Trish, the person who would take life, and we see it instantly with her starting the fight with the person she thinks is probably the lesser of the two. So it's kind of a compliment to the man who already kind of showed up one time and gave us a good glimpse at what he's capable of when he took out the person through the tree. So it it's kind of a way of just her showing the audience that the weakest person in this situation was probably this guy with the sword. Hence why she just tries to blitz him as fast as possible. Because in a fight where you're already outgunned in the case of numbers, you need to take out the person who you think is going to cause you the least trouble. And some people say that's a dumb choice because guess what? If he costs you the least trouble, but you still have to do a lot of energy to handle it, that just goes to put you in a position where now you think the person that you might not be able to beat or was going to be hard, now you're in a position where you're even tired or lost some blood. You're just in a bad position. So I love these types of small battle decisions. That's something I just thought of. It could have been the case that that guy was closer, or whatever the case is, he was behind her, so she didn't like her back being exposed to the enemy. I don't know, but I do like thinking about that type of stuff, and with our main character knowing that he should not go alone, he needs to bring people, even if they're nuisances. 6 ears are better than 2 ears, and even though his ears and his eyes were heightened in last week's episode, it still didn't stop them from getting attacked, and it still didn't stop them from almost, needing to use deadly force to take these people out that were pursuing him. So small things are coming to the light and looking really cool. And I honestly say, if you have not started watching this show and you just ran upon my review randomly, please let the final episode play out and then just binge watch it, because you will be so much happier. Because right now, I'm itching to know what's going to happen. So with all that being said, on the book and stuff like that, we can talk about that in the comments. I think this video is already long enough. So with all that being said, everybody, I will definitely talk to you sooner than later. I apologize. This is how the schedule's kind of going to be from now on, or even later, because I'm going to be opening and closing a shop soon. So I will be trying to get out and make my videos as soon as possible. This is when Twitter and all that stuff becomes important, because I can just write a post on there and then give you a video later. So don't ever think that I'm not making content, because I'm probably gonna just start putting my posts on Twitter and Anime Amimo before I make videos. So there's gonna be a different process of how everything's getting made, but I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, or you guys want to leave, it's totally fine. I'll still be making videos. You'll just be behind, and you got to catch up. So, with all that being said, take care, everybody. I hope you have an amazing one, and I will talk to you as soon as possible. Peace.